Okay, so ask your question again.
So when we're like feeling hopeless against the barrage of tyranny and all the horrible things that are going on, how do we come up from depression and lack of hope to move forward? Like, I don't know, like, I know there's need to do something, but I don't know what it is I need to do.
Okay, and I don't really know either.
Okay.
However, this acronym, this work that I've been teaching, which is HUMAN,
Yeah.
right, which is the core and the crux of who we aim to be as individuals and as a society, right? And the first part of that is honesty.
Yeah.
Right? So telling each other the truth, telling ourselves the truth, and telling each other the truth about the past, the present, and the future. Right? Then urgency. If we're talking about something immediate, we have an election coming up this year.
Yes, we do.
Right? Which is really just around the corner. We are about to head into the last half of this calendar year, which means the election is only like 5 months away.
Less
Less than 5 months.
Yeah.
Right?
Because the summer's like that, and then
Exactly.
September, October, and
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to happen in a blink.
In a
Right?
Yeah,
And
it's
early
very
voting
early.
happens before that, right? Like we don't have that much time. So
No,
what we're
no.
talking about right now is urgent,
Yeah, it won't go away.
right? It's not going away, and it's just going to get worse if we don't pay attention,
Of course.
right? So this is not like some false or feigned sense of urgency. This is, if we don't take immediate action in this moment, everything we know to be true right now will be different. Now, everything we know to be true right now will be different anyway,
Regardless, right?
because the only thing constant is change.
Right. But there's yeah, like as you were talking so much about this document that gets in writing what
Yes.
one party wants to do.
Exactly.
Like, this is their new treatise. This is their
Exactly.
thing.
So then the M, right, in that acronym is meaningful, right? And meaningful means something different to each person, right? Like, what is going to make a difference to me, right? Now, what is going to make a difference to me is going to be different from what's going to make a difference to you is. However, when we join the things that make a difference, then we make a collective difference.
Right.
Right? So we can't just like sit on our hands and decide to do nothing because we are paralyzed by our own sense of fear or depression or lack of interest, or we don't think it's going to make a difference, or whatever those things are we tell ourselves, because we are then impacting the community as a whole.
Right.
Right? And everything we're doing right now is bigger than just me.
Right.
Right? So then the A is accountability.
Yeah.
Right? Which, first of all, accountability starts with us. Right? And if we are not making an effort to be concerned citizens, if we are not making an effort to be informed voters, if we are not following up with the people who we have already elected to see if they're doing what they said they would do,
Yeah.
right? We are falling down on the accountability piece. We're falling down on holding ourselves and our family members and our closest friends accountable, right? One really tiny thing to do, easy thing, is ask your friends if they are registered to vote and if they have a voting plan, right? There's a bunch of students who have just graduated from high school, planning to go to college somewhere, and I'm wondering if those parents have a voting plan for their newly graduated.
Because they can't wait to the last
You
minute.
can't wait until it's time to vote, right? You have to decide right now, like, where are they going to be registered? Where are they planning to vote? Like, what does that plan look like?
How to request a ballot, yada, yada,
Yes,
yada.
if you're going to vote absentee, what does that look like?
Yeah.
What are the requirements for your state that you're going to school in?
Yes.
Like, these are action steps that we can do right now to hold ourselves accountable. You can text 10 of your friends and say, hey, are you registered to vote? Do you know who's on your ballot?
Yeah.
And do you have a voting plan? Not tell people who to vote for, because we don't do that, right? But be an informed citizen and vote your values. This is a statement I make every year at election time. Vote your values, right? And then beyond that, once people are elected, like, we have to have some better accountability practices, which, whew, that could take another year.
Well, and really check their record. Don't just look at the hot button, headlines. Right. Really check their record.
Yeah.
They might be doing things that you don't even know about because you're,
Yeah. And don't get swept up in, like, as you said, hot button things, like one or two things that may or may not even impact your immediate life, right? You're getting all bogged down about something that's not even critical to you because you think that that's the thing you should be getting upset about. What actually motivates you?
Right.
What's the thing that you really give a damn about? Right? And then the end in this whole equation is nuance, right?
Yeah.
Which goes back to some stuff we said earlier, that like the things that impact me are going to impact me a different way than they're going to impact you.
Right.
Right. And that no one side has all the right answers. No one person has all the right answers. Everything we do can be seen through multiple lenses. And so all of those things have to be taken into consideration. But my question almost always is, where is the greatest good?
Right.
And to whom?
Right.
Right?
Nuance with the empathy of thinking about greater good. Yes.
We can't leave out the empathy piece, right? We can't leave out the who all is impacted by the decisions that we're making and in what ways. Are the people being impacted in positive ways? Right? We just finished this series on our old house, and the last section of it was covering the Constitution. Right? We looked at like the 14th and 15th Amendment, which extended rights to people. The right to vote, right? The right to citizenship, right? And we look at, what's happening currently is people are trying to use those same amendments to then reduce the rights that people have.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So here's the piece of nuance.
Right.
Right? If we enact laws on the face that they are going to benefit a majority of people, particularly people who have been historically or currently disenfranchised, right? There was even an amendment, that's one of the most recent amendments, that did away with the poll tax.
Yeah.
Right? And I live in Texas, where it was one of the last states. In fact, Texas never ratified it. They were like, no, we're okay with charging people to come vote.
No.
A right that you have as a citizen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So these are things we need to know.
Right.
Right? And we can't ignore, like, the small bits and pieces that make these things feel differently for different people.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That helps.